Hi, my name is Doc Jones, Executive Director of International Jazz Day AZ Foundation. It's a wonderful opportunity that I have here, sitting with Madam President, I would like to say, Lisa. I don't want to get her name wrong, but Madam President, and I'm honored that you're taking this time and to know that you really love this art form.
I do.
And you got a story I want to revisit again about Herbie Hancock. For those who don't know, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I went to the same university as Herbie did. Herbie is 10 years older than I am, but I don't have one of these stories that you're getting ready to tell us. So, but first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share what International Jazz Day and Jazz Appreciation Month is all about, and my mission to unite the state of Arizona around this cause. I really see that one day we will have the global event here. Every year, International Jazz Day and Herbie Hancock select somewhere in the world as a host city. And it's very hard to get that. You have to have a lot of moving parts.
Sure.
And for the last 10 years, I've been working on that. And I think that I'm in the room with the right person, along with the governor, to bring this together. And we can invite United Nations here possibly in 2026 and put on the Super Bowl of jazz festivals right here in Arizona. I'm not sure what city yet, but I love Scottsdale, I love Tempe as well. Madam President, please say something about this jazz. Just give me a little background.
Yeah, no, I am so happy to be here with you, Mr. Jones. What a beautiful event you've put on for 11 years now in the Valley and in Mexico, in Alamos. And jazz is such an important part of Arizona's history. We have great icons of jazz. Of course, the Reed family, Francine Reed, and we have, George Benson, who is an Arizona resident.
Dennis Rowland.
Beautiful, and so many great programs for jazz within Arizona universities, and of course at the Nash and other places. And it is one of my favorite genre, I can say, definitely. So I'm super excited about what you're doing to bring the Super Bowl of jazz to Arizona. I love that.
The Super Bowl of Jazz Festivals
I love
here,
that.
which would be huge for us. And now my relationship, this new relationship that I have with a gentleman by the name of Glenn Williamson, which, as you know, is part of the Canadian Arizona Council.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
It is.
As well as now, I've met two young ladies that's been putting on the Persian Festival. And this music in Iran and all around the world is huge.
Beautiful. No, we have so many international tourists who come to Arizona for all kinds of cultural activities, including music. And people don't often know about the kind of rich culture that we have in Arizona, the diverse rich culture that we have in our music scene and in our food scene and lots of other areas. And so having the options available for them is really important. So they love coming. Of course, Mexico and Canada are our two largest international visitors, and we want to make sure that they have whatever they need while they're here to enjoy the beautiful, diverse cultures of Arizona.
This is, I'm glad that you understand that this festival is more than just for entertainment purposes. What it does for tourism, and when people, like you said, come here, my mission was always do it during, they call it the shoulder period, where the heat started driving you out. Well, last year we worked on a project that brings tourism in from the winter states, like Minnesota. I have a relationship with the Minnesota Jazz Festival as well. And so this should be an all-year deal that we're doing, utilizing this art form called jazz just to bring attention to this beautiful state.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I came out in 1986 and haven't left. I mean, this is heaven to me. And the culture scene, I think me and you talked about this earlier, it used to be different. It used to be a lot of places around that we can go to hear jazz and play jazz, as well as the educational component to it. ASU is phenomenal for what they do.
Yes.
So utilizing, first of all, International Jazz Day, that's only 11 years old. And Herbie told me this. I met him in New Orleans for the first year. He said, Doc, this is going to be bigger than you think. We need to, jump in now. Because I also own a magazine. I own a publishing company. And he said, you need to utilize that. You're a jazz musician to save this art form that we have. Yeah. Because in America, believe it or not, it's only about 2 to 3% of people listen to.
Yeah, and jazz, as you mentioned, crosses so many genres, right? You mentioned Persian, you mentioned, Black influence in jazz and their foundation
Latinos,
in that space.
Absolutely.
Latin jazz. We brought Tito Puente out several times. The Crusaders, of course, Joe Sample, and all just iconic jazz figures. And Arizona really does have such strong roots in that space, and I think it's a great idea to bring it back in some ways. I mean, we still have a great foundation, but to bring more activity around jazz would be fantastic because so many people do love it.
When you mentioned Tito Puente, I'm actually bringing his son here. I'm working to work with Tito Puente Jr. I was hoping to get him here for this year's festival, but he definitely will be on next year's festival.
That's fantastic.
And it's moving in the right direction. Sometime when you start a new project, it seems so hard because there's so many obstacles. But I must say that I've been able to get a bill passed.
I believe in you.
That's a great start.
I believe
for those who don't know, if you go look up HCR 2017, you'll see where the state has actually declared April Jazz Appreciation Month and April 30th International Jazz Day. Now that we have a new governor involved, and this is bipartisan. This jazz is bipartisan.
Crosses every
and religion and everything. I was really happy to be invited to join the Persian movement.
Beautiful.
Because that music is, and you put that with jazz, it's there. But HB 2513 will be on the governor's desk one of these years.
Great.
Not sure when, but it's just a process.
Good.
But I'm excited.
Good.
How's your dancing?
I'm okay,
Salsa dance?
My father was famous. He and my mother brought mambo to Phoenix, they say. So I grew up with great dancers in the family, and my hands breaking out in a sweat every time my dad asked me to dance because it was always a lesson, a very good lesson. But no, so I'm pretty good.
I asked that question because I'm a salsero.
I love that. Well, I would love to dance with you.
And we're going to get that opportunity. and I have a daughter that I'm not sure, I didn't teach her. I don't know how she learned, but she's a great dancer.
Beautiful.
And we enjoy that moment, every opportunity we get. And she's an artist as well. And she's based out of New Orleans, and she'll be headlining this year at the Scottsdale Jazz Festival.
Fantastic.
So I would like to, as we're getting ready to end, I would like to personally invite you to be my guest to this year's festival.
Thank you.
And if you can get your friend, the governor.
I would love to have Governor Hobbs with me there. I'll ask her for sure.
Yes, and if no more than just to show the presence, that would help us, especially in getting people out.
Absolutely.
We and your office has blessed us again with some advertising and helping us promote.
Yes.
I want to get on your newsletter, on the Tuesday newsletter.
We will put it in there. I will make sure it gets
I read
in
it
there.
every week. I look forward to it because you talk about a lot of great things.
Yes, we do.
And the last thing I like to say is an opportunity for me to go around the state, starting down in Douglas, and go all the way to Flagstaff, and talk to other producers of this art form and talk about the culture, because Tucson has a a really nice jazz festival.
Yes.
Chandler has a really nice jazz festival. So we're not the only jazz festival happening, and my mission is to unite the state. So if I'm able to get those producers from several cities, along with the blessings from the mayor, I never go into a city without, talking with the mayors first. I think that would be a great documentary. What's your relationship with Brand USA?
We have a strong relationship with Brand USA. I'm sure they would love to learn more about this as it grows. It's the body that's responsible for international branding of the United States.
Yes.
So, as we embark on this important journey with you, I'm sure they would be wonderful partners.
No question about it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I say when I'm closing one of my sets, all good things must come to an end. And Madam President, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm the CEO of tourism, but I'm happy to be called Madam.
See, okay, cut. CEO of tourism, Lisa.
Thank you.
CEO. And I thought I read president and CEO.
Well, it's actually CEO right now. Typically, it's director of tourism. So, yeah.
Executive director or director?
I don't really know what they're trying to call us anymore. I want to be called Madam Secretary.
Okay. Now that's your first year.
It is my first year. Yeah, I've been here a year and a month.
Good. So we have 8 years to pull this off.
Yes, that's right.
We've got 8 years to take this to the end.
That's right.
And to get UNESCO, and I'll be talking with Tina more about information, like I say, because we need to talk with, it's a lot to go on to get the United Nations to come here.
Yes, I can
But
imagine.
Tom Carter, who's founded the International Jazz Day movement, they see that I've been doing the work.
Of course.
The work is in. I mean, it's now, we got 1 or 2 sponsors that could come up. You know, I'm excited about this sponsor here that helps people with student loans and that kind of stuff, which is great. Because you know that's the next bubble. We have to figure out how to help young people that's in that debt. And he's been a friend of mine for 25 years and support my educational program, my after school program.